Hey, what's up guys? Gary Walker here with WalkerFitMuscle.com and welcome back for another video. All right, this video, I'm gonna try to help you guys out. You guys that are trying to gain muscle, working hard, lifting hard, doing everything right, but you're still not gaining muscle. I'm gonna give you 4 reasons why you might not be gaining muscle and some things you need to start focusing on. Before we get into these 4 reasons, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure you click on that bell icon. That way you get notified every time I upload a new video. So why are you not gaining muscle even though you're working out? Here's the thing. Number 1, are you working out hard enough? The reason I say that, I'm constantly in the gym. I've been in gyms for over 30 years. I see a lot of guys working out. They're kind of going through the motions. Building muscle isn't easy. Building muscle is actually harder than burning fat. Burning fat is pretty easy. There's 2 things you have to do. Eat in a caloric deficit and just move. Just get active and your body's gonna get rid of the fat. When you're trying to build muscle, there's a lot more things that you have to do if you really want to add muscle to your body. So if you're not working out hard enough, meaning, are you doing compound movements? Are you doing the movements that people hate to do? Are you doing the squats, the bench presses, the pull-ups? Are you doing the bent over rows, the deadlifts? That's what's gonna help your body grow. Here's the other thing. No matter where you start, when you start with your workouts, you've gotta improve. You gotta give your body a reason to need to grow. Your body is great at adapting to what you're doing. So if you start off bench pressing 135 pounds, you're going 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks into your program and you're still working with 135 pounds, then your body's gonna adapt to that weight and there's no need to add more muscle. You've gotta focus on progressive overload with all of those compound movements. Squats, deadlifts, overhead, shoulder presses, all right? All of those things are going to pack on the size. So that's probably the first thing. You gotta make sure you're doing compound movements and you gotta make sure you're adding to your weights. You gotta make sure you're adding to your repetitions. You're doing something to make improvements within your workout. That leads me to number 2. You've got that going, you're working out hard, but are you lifting too heavy? That's the other thing. You gotta make sure you're training for hypertrophy and not just strength. I see a lot of guys in the gym, no more than 5 reps. They'll do squats and deadlifts, but stop at 5 reps. They may do 2 reps. They may do singles. They may just try to max out all of the time. That's not how you grow. You're gonna grow in strength, but if your goal is to pack on more muscle, you gotta get to the higher 10 to 12 rep ranges. Sometimes guys, your legs actually need more than that. Have you tried 20 rep squats before? If your legs aren't growing and you can squat 400 pounds, I see guys loading up the leg press, putting 800 pounds on the leg press, 900 pounds on the leg press, maxing out the weights, and guess what? They got tiny little legs. It's not about how much weight you can push with those legs, especially if you're doing a sled, okay? That's not impressive at all. You gotta make sure your legs are doing all the work, your quads are doing the work, your glutes are doing all the work, hamstrings are doing all the work. That's going to be the key, but for higher repetitions. Let's try 10 to 12 reps. 10 to 12 is prime hypertrophy rep range. Do that. It's crazy because you're gonna get some lactic acid going. It's a lot more painful than doing heavy work. The other thing about just doing heavy work all the time, you're going to overstimulate your central nervous system, which is the last thing you want to do, especially when you're trying to grow. So that's the other thing you need to focus on, hypertrophy rep range. So that's 2 things. Next thing, are you eating enough food? So many people are eating clean when they're trying to grow, and you still want to eat clean 80% of the time, but that doesn't mean chicken breast and rice and broccoli when you're trying to grow. That's cutting food, man. That's when you're trying to lose weight. You've already bulked up a little bit. You've already got a good foundation. You've got good strength. And your goal then when you're trying to lose weight is to clean up and get in a caloric deficit. However, when your goal is trying to build muscle, you gotta feed the muscle. You gotta fuel the workouts. You gotta fuel the recovery. You wanna make sure you are eating enough. So that is going to be paramount for your success. So if your body needs 2,500 calories just to maintain the status quo, shoot for 3,000 calories. Do that, work hard within the rep range, and that leads me to the last thing. make sure you're recovering. Don't work out 7 days a week. Your body is repairing, replenishing, recovering, and growing on your off days. So if you're working out constantly, when is your body gonna rebuild itself? So here's the thing, 4 days a week is usually what I recommend when your goal is maximum hypertrophy, or even 5 days if you change the split up slightly. If you wanna know a good split, I've got some really cool videos. Go back and check out some of my hard gainer videos, some muscle building splits that I recommend. There's 2 or 3 that I like to go back and forth through, okay? I don't like to do the same split year round. I'll change it up. So if you wanna know what some of those are, then definitely go back and check out some of my older videos. All right, but again, when you're recovering, you wanna also focus on sleep. Because when you're sleeping, and I'm talking the deep sleep, not the tossing and turning, and you're not really sleeping good, you're not into the REM, which is your REM sleep, that's when your body's gonna produce more growth hormone, your testosterone levels. That's where the prime benefits come from. So you wanna make sure you're fueling your body, you wanna make sure you're fueling your recovery, and then you wanna sleep so you actually have time to recover. So if you're getting 4 hours of sleep every night, even if it's 5 hours of sleep, try to add a couple more hours, especially if your goal is to grow. Here's the other key thing. If you can add in a 30-minute, 20-minute power nap somewhere during the day, do that as well. If you've got an off day and you're running, you got lunch or something, eat your lunch real quick, take a quick power nap. That's going to help with the recovery process as well. All right, so those are 4 things. There's a lot of things that you can do differently, but if you fix those 4 things, I guarantee you, you're gonna start to grow. And then the next thing you wanna make sure you're doing, do it consistently. You wanna make sure you're doing all of those things consistently. You're working with the compound movements. You're focused on progressive overload. You're lifting in the hypertrophy rep range. You're eating enough calories for your workouts to recover from your workouts. All right, and then again, you're recovering, you're resting, you're enjoying your off days, you're feeding, you're repairing all the damage that was done in the gym or if you're working out at home. So those are the things you really need to focus on. Those things, if you do that, you're gonna grow, man. You're gonna pack on some size to your chest, to your shoulders, to your legs, all of those things. The last thing I will tell you, the other big benefit to doing the compound movements. I get a lot of people telling me, man, I just can't do squats because my back hurts. I can't do squats because my knee hurts. So I'm gonna do a bunch of leg extensions. That's actually worse on your knees. Even, and here's something that may surprise you. If somebody comes to me and they have lower back issues, the last thing I want them to do is a leg press. People like the leg press because it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier than the squats. However, it puts your lower lumbar and spinal flexion a lot more. A lot of people, they rotate those hips way too much at the bottom. That puts a lot more stress on your lumbar spine. So I actually want you to avoid those. Do some squats. Start with some body weight squats. Deload the knees, loosen up the knees, get some blood flow going, get some synovial fluid in your joints, then do some light squats. Gradually build up strength in the quads and the hams and the glutes, and it's gonna strengthen everything up around the knees. Then you're gonna get to where you actually enjoy squats. Because again, we're not going heavy. We're not doing the 5 reps. We're not maxing out at the 2s and the singles, and you're actually doing 10 to 12 reps, even up to 15, up to 20 high rep squats. A lot better for your knees, a lot better for your back, and a lot better for your muscle building growth benefits. But all right, man, if you have any questions about anything I just talked about, any of the exercises you should be doing, any of the food, then comment below and let me know. Also, make sure you check out some of my older videos. Tons of videos on how to eat, tons of videos for hard gainers. So if you are a hard gainer struggling to pack on size and you're doing some of the things I'm already telling you you might not be doing, then it may be something else. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of variables when it comes to building muscles. So check out some of those videos and also ask questions if you have them. That being said, that's all I got. Get busy, get after it, and God bless.